This week on the Digital Marketing Scoop, we're talking about 7 tools every digital marketer needs. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. So this week we're going to be talking about lots of different tools, some most that we, in fact, all that we use in-house here.
Yeah.
But basically we've kind of picked out some of our, I suppose, our favorite tools that we use.
Yeah.
And we'll just go through, I suppose, basically, what they are, how we use them, and how they help us.
You.
Yeah. Do you want to kick off with your first one, Pamela?
Yeah, so Creator Studio on Facebook. I that's probably not new to loads of people, but it's so handy, especially for Instagram, because it has great functionality for, say, uploading your IGTV. You can pick a thumbnail or you can pick a frame as your thumbnail, which we know is like really important for thumbnails on photo or on videos, because I see like loads of great videos, but then the thumbnail on the actual Instagram feed is black. You know those ones where it starts black and you're like, no.
It doesn't make it very clickable. Basically, it's just going through the feed. It doesn't jump out at you. But that is a great feature to be able to set like the thumbnails, and of course to be able to schedule out and all that as well.
Yeah, the scheduling then, because you can schedule IGTVs, you can schedule all your posts. Like some of our clients, we schedule like a month in advance and it's sorted then all in one place.
Yeah.
Because you got your Facebook and Instagram, and you can just click a button, post to Facebook as well or whatever. And even for normal videos that are less than a minute, you can also choose the frame there. For the thumbnail as well, which I just think is great. Because no other scheduling tool I've used before has this advanced what's the word?
Advanced scheduling. Well, for Instagram
functionality. Excuse us.
But I don't.
Middle of the morning.
It's been a while actually since I've used Hootsuite. But Hootsuite used to have. Maybe it's changed now, but it was always a great one for scheduling. But it had terrible integration with Instagram.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's still the case, but definitely Creator Studio certainly is in terms of scheduling.
Yeah, because it's made by Facebook,
exactly.
So it's going to have all that functionality. And then another one I chose was Envato Elements and Placeit. So Placeit is owned by Envato Elements, but it's absolutely brilliant. It has like all of first of all, it has stock photos and stock videos, which is really handy if you need them. But then it also has like all of these templates. So you could do mock-ups of your logo on like t-shirts or tote bags or hats or whatever, and just see what it looks like before you go a step further. Or else you have you can make Instagram story videos in it. It has like all these templates for Instagram story pictures or Instagram story videos. So I really, really like it. And there's loads of WordPress templates as well. Yeah. No, it's brilliant. There's so many templates in it. It is subscription based, but it is so worth it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to produce constant content for your Facebook and Instagram feeds, wherever else, it is, it's well worthwhile, because you can literally create all your stories in it. You've got all your stock imagery. It's all in one place as well, which is really nice.
Exactly.
And then of course you can link it in with Creator Studio and schedule it all out.
Sorted, yeah. So my two definitely linked together, and I love them. So what's one of yours, Mark?
Unbounce. Unbounce would be one of mine. Unbounce is a tool we've been using for years and years and years and years. So what Unbounce does basically is, particularly we use it in conjunction with Google Ads, but if you need to create a landing page pretty quickly, Unbounce is a great way to do it. Obviously, adding a new page to your website can take a bit of time. But Unbounce is a great way to be able to deploy and test landing pages extremely quickly. It is subscription based, but if you're running Google Ads, or any form of digital advertising really, it's probably well worthwhile look at. I think they have a free trial. So it's basically a way of being able to deploy landing pages really, really quickly, test them against each other really, really quickly, and see which ones are driving the most conversions and the most sales.
Yeah, and it gives you loads of templates as well.
It does.
So you
makes
can
it really
just
easy.
Drag and drop in some images and sort it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes it really, really easy to deploy them. So obviously, look, maybe in an ideal world, you might want to build the pages onto your website. But this is a really good way to be able to deploy landing pages quickly.
If you didn't have access to if a web developer is working on your website and you needed something today, that's the kind of thing you'd use it for, maybe. Yeah,
and one of the ways they kind of sell it is kind of for marketing departments. I know here we have web we do web development as well. But we'll say if you're working with a marketing team that maybe don't have a web developer in-house, this is something that they can use to deploy landing pages really, really quickly and test them. And the next one is Google Tag Manager. It still amazes me how many websites, people are installing things like analytics and all that kind of manually. Google Tag Manager is an absolutely fantastic way to be able to deploy all your scripts from one place, manage them all from one place.
Yeah, it's so handy.
It's a very, very good way to deploy them. And one thing as well is if you're changing a website, and you've got multiple scripts, like, I don't know, let's say things like, Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, maybe some people use Lead Forensics, all these different ones. You just literally can put your Google Tag Manager code onto the new site and it's going to deploy all of those for you versus having to manually go back, find all the code for all of those and install them manually onto the new website. So it's a great way to centrally manage all the tags that you're firing on a website.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So that is 100%. Because a lot of people probably would be using something like Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. This is just a way to centrally kind of manage all the tags you're firing on your site. Do you go for the next one?
So one I wanted to mention, just because of the times at the moment, I know a lot of people are working from home, or you can't go over to each other's desks even if you're in the office. So it's TeamViewer. It's a remote management system, so it's brilliant for I'll just log in there and because sometimes if you're doing a web call or whatever and you're like, click there, do this, it's harder. So if you can just log in and you can take control of the screen and be like, click, done, here you go, or whatever, or here, watch me do it and I'll show you how to do it. So I just thought that was a brilliant one.
It is, and just to kick in one on that as well is Chrome Remote Manager, I think it's called. It's kind of Google's version of that as well, which is also, it's just another remote management tool.
So handy.
But they are, especially at the moment, if you're working from home and someone wants to show you something, you just log on and actually watch it happen, or then you can take control if needs be. It makes it much easier. I suppose one thing as well, just on that, is a lot of people use Zoom. But Zoom actually has the functionality as well for remote control. So when you're in a call, if somebody's sharing their screen, you can click the little tab on the top and click request control. So if you're in a Zoom call, rather than having to jump into maybe some remote management software, you can actually do that within Zoom as well.
Yeah, brilliant. I don't think a lot of people know about that.
No, I don't think so.
Zoom.
But it just makes it a bit easier. It's not as nice really as Chrome or TeamViewer in terms of usability. But if you need to do something quick or whatever, it's there, it's built in.
Yeah, brilliant. Another one I wanted to mention was Facebook Text Overlay Tool. It's really handy. So if you're making an ad and there is a small bit of text, the way Facebook doesn't like too much text, and you're kind of wondering, is this like borderline, and you don't want to go through the whole process, make the ad, and then it gets rejected. So you can put it into this tool and it'll let you know if it's okay to run. I'll put the link in our show notes with all the other ones, but it's a really handy tool for ads.
Yeah, it is. It can save you a lot of headache. And final one for me is a tool called Optio. So we love Google Ads here. It's one of our by far our favorite platforms. And Optio is a tool that can plug into Google Ads to help you optimize your ad accounts. It's not a magic bullet by any means, but it can sometimes catch some things or give you recommendations that you might not have thought of otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're running 7 ads split testing against each other, it can quickly tell you, okay, which is the best performing one. You want to pause all these ones? Perfect. You can do it with one button click as opposed to having to go in and manually do it. And it'll make recommendations to you as well based off on the data from the ad account. So it's a really nice tool. As I say, it's not something that's going to you connect it to your Google Ads account and all of a sudden your Google Ads are going to be amazing. But it can a lot of the repetitive tasks with Google Ads, it can help reduce that repetitiveness somewhat.
Yeah, definitely.
So there you have it. That's our 7 tools that every digital marketer needs. Thanks for listening.